Hey guys, it's Chelsa Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking hockey. The NHL is finally back, and we've got some action to break down. St. Louis Blues head to Colorado. It's National Championship Week in college football, and we've got a special code for 20% off the entire site at picksandparlays.net. The code is CHAMP. The home team is the favorites in this one, minus 135. The total is 5.5 goals. We've got Scott Rickenbach joining us to break down this hockey matchup. Scott, I know hockey is your favorite sport to bet on, and I know you're excited for the season to start. What do you see from this matchup?
Yes, this is a great matchup right off the bat for us. Two of the top teams in the Western Conference matched up here. And the key to this one, the great thing about it is you get some value here. And the reason I say that is because very rarely are you going to see Colorado at home in a 135 price range. But of course, it makes sense. It's not a mistake. The line makes sense because St. Louis is a good quality hockey team. These are two very good teams, but I think we've got to jump on this. This is one of the few matchups that early in the season I would be willing to jump on pretty strong because Colorado is very hungry after what happened last season. They dealt with some injuries in the regular season. They battled through it, still got a good postseason position, a good postseason spot. Then they were making a run in the postseason, looked like the best team, the team to beat. Then they got bit by the injury bug again, and it included their goaltending. They got impacted, and they were just a mess at that point. It was really, honestly, it was sad to see because it's such a good team. You want them to have a fair shot. You want them to have their guns on the ice, all their big guns, but they lost a lot of key players, and it affected them in the playoffs. The reason I bring that up is because, in my mind, without a shadow of a doubt, this is the best team in the NHL this year, the Colorado Avalanche. And they have gotten even stronger. They had a couple of offseason additions that were added already to a very talented roster. As for the Blues, they're still very strong, but Pietrangelo is now with Vegas, and he was their captain for the Blues. He was a veteran leader, a key guy. Now I know the Blues got Torrey Krug from the Bruins. He's a great player. I mean, make no mistake about it. But St. Louis is going to go through a little bit of an adjustment phase early this season because they had a pretty key, a key change there in terms of their roster. It's going to take a little time for everybody to gel again because there were some other personnel changes as well. I'm just mentioning the big one. And the fact is that could have St. Louis just struggle a little bit early this season until the locker room kind of settles out now with a change as far as who's the top dog in the locker room, that kind of thing. It's a big change when you lose your captain. So I think St. Louis could be a little susceptible early this season. They're going to end up being a great team, but there's another big question mark with St. Louis in my mind. Jordan Binnington, the goalie, who's a great goalie, but there's a couple of keys. Jake Allen, the other goalie for St. Louis, is now with the Montreal Canadiens. He's gone. Binnington earned the number one spot, no doubt about it. But how will he react now without being pushed by that guy? Like he used to always have to compete with Jake Allen, who was going to be the number one guy. And again, Binnington earned it, but Allen's now gone. And sometimes when you see this happen, you'll see a goalie then struggle after that because he doesn't have that guy right behind him that's pushing him. So the other key with Binnington last season, he was fantastic at home. He struggled on the road. So here you have the case of a goalie who, in my mind, could be a little bit of a question mark early this season, and he's on the road where he struggled last season, and he's facing the best team in the NHL, and Colorado's hungry. They want to come out right away and establish dominance, and I think that they'll do that. I think the Avs get a big win here, and I would definitely lay this price, even though I'm a guy that doesn't like to play favorites too much, but this is a very good price on Colorado, and I would lay it for the season opener.
And speaking of goaltending and scoring, the total is 5.5 goals. Any leanings on a total there?
I'd probably have to go over because I think the Avalanche, they have so much firepower, and I think that they're going to keep their foot on the gas once this one gets going. I don't see them letting up. At the same time, St. Louis can certainly find the back of the net a few times. So I think this one's going to get to at least a 4-2 type game at a minimum. So yeah, I would have to go with the over here if I was playing the total. But again, my top play in this matchup is Colorado for sure.
All right, well, that's going to do it for our hockey talk here on Picks and Parlays. Always great stuff from Scott Rickenbach. Scott, thanks for joining us.